Blog Talk Radio.
Have you done your yoga today? DDP yoga. It ain't your mama's yoga.
Savage, you want to come into my real world? I'm going to snap into yours. Brother. My question to you is, what are you? Some kind of a gemologist or something that Spring Stampede? We're all gonna see if DDP has got any family jewels at all.
Oh, that is pretty heavy.
Because I say that you got none.
Simon Dallas.
Well, Macho Man, I guess we're going to find out at Spring Stampede. Wait a minute. And don't forget to bring your little bimbo Liz.
Whoa.
Because since I'm bringing the lady, you might as well bring the tramp.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho. Honestly, DDP Yoga has changed my life, and it probably saved my career, both in wrestling and in music. It's the best thing I've ever done for my health, mentally. I feel so much stronger, I feel so much better, I feel younger. And the best thing about it is I can do it whenever I want.
An internet weight loss sensation, nearly 3 million clicks to see Arthur Borman's transformation from this to this. 100 pounds gone with yoga?
Arthur, when you started YRG, how much did you weigh?
297.
297. What do you weigh now?
156.
How long were you walking on those canes, bro? 15 years. This man right here shows that anything is possible, but it starts right here.
For anyone to have any question of whether or not it works, just look at my stuff, because the proof is absolutely in the gluten-free, dairy-free pudding, because all I'm doing is DDP yoga.
It's DDP Radio. High five. You get that off.
Okay, so we thought Dallas was in. Hey, everybody, and welcome to DDP Radio. This is the co-host Sparky, and I'm with our panel, Robert. What's up, brother?
Hey, man.
And Stacy. Most of you are expecting to hear the bang of DDP and a little bit of Jake the Snake right now. But as they're coming to the show, we're going to pick it up and sort of run with it. You know, it's here, brother.
There he is.
There he is. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Sparky. Thanks for sliding in there. As usual, we're sliding the plate, coming around third. Steve was trying to get it hooked up so that we could, Jake and I could speak in the same room. That's our goal, is to actually take this to video and let it be radio you can see. But between Christmas and can you hear me okay, Robert? Just want to do a little check on that.
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, good. I had to use Steve's phone at the last minute, which was running out of charge, so I had to charge it into the charger. While I was while Steve was trying to fix all this stuff, I was running out and getting the reindeer, the animated reindeer ready, because my next door neighbor is killing me right now in the Christmas decorations, and I am Clark Griswold. I am so pissed. Tomorrow I'm going out and get 2 more reindeer. I'm humiliated. My opening
light show.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you, dude. You normally could see my house from the from the planes going over, back in the day. But I've been in LA for the last 10 years, and you can't put those lights out there. But bottom line is we're live, we're humping. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got an amazing guest coming up here that we'll bring him on in about 10 minutes or so. I want to get some announcements out of the way. I want to tell everybody, if you're thinking about going on the retreat, and we got a lot of new people because that damn video went viral again, and it's still all over Facebook. Arthur Borman, the Never Give Up video is inspiring people all over the place. I got to tell you guys, we just got calls this week. We've got a huge PR firm out of New York City right now, same one that does Tony Robbins, and my goal is to be on Robbins' show, when he does the big summits, where he brings in some big names for the area to speak, and then he brings in a guy from IRS, or not IRS, but for taxes, to show you how to get the most out of your taxes, and a guy for real estate. He shows a guy for sales, and he has all these different guys there. Because there's 20,000 people at his shows. It's like a pepper rally on steroids. It's crazy, and he's never had a fitness guy. So I'm setting it now. I'm telling everybody right now, it's been my goal for 3 years to be Tony Robbins' fitness guy, and I just made another step closer to that by getting with his same PR firm, the same publicist. So, and they all came in. We had a meeting in New York this week, actually the end of last week. It was this week. God, it's a Wednesday. I did it on Monday. I flew in, I had a show in Connecticut, and then I went right over to New York. My buddies David and Jamie took me into the city, and I stayed over there on Sunday night, so Monday I could have my meeting with everybody. And they're really excited about the project and what has happened as we are actually filming this documentary. It's not an infomercial, it's a documentary. And what I mean by that is it's a documentary, and where we throw the normal commercials will be where they normally, go to whatever it's called, go to sale or whatever it is. We're just going to have that part be, salesy because it's commercials, but the rest of it's going to be what DDP Yoga is and how it came about. I mean, I've got on film already Kevin Nash, Chris Jericho. I'm going to Hawaii in 2 weeks to go see next week see Gabe Iglesias. He's flying me and Jake into his big HBO special he's doing there. So I'm going to get Gabe, talking about who just sent me. He was in a 5X shirt, when he started. He's down to a 3X right now. He sent me a picture on my phone the other day, him wearing a Wookiee shirt. And we're going to have Stone Cold. We're filming Stone Cold Steve Austin on Saturday, and Kev and Stone Cold, neither one of them do the program, but Kevin did talk about how he has gone through it and taken pieces of it out for his own workout, which I was flattered that he would even say that. And Stevie, he was there, Stone Cold was there as I was literally developing this whole thing. And he lived with me for 6 months of it. And, going through a divorce and rebranding myself and reinventing the whole thing, it was great having him around over that period. And that's why I've asked him to be in the documentary, because he's known me for 20 years. He knows when I came in as a manager and flipped to being a wrestler, he was there. We rode together. We drove together. We slept. We didn't sleep together, but I'm glad you got that. We've all heard the cookie story with Mick Foley, so I ended up on the cot a lot, being the 35-year-old rookie. But either way, we are. The big news is we will be flying into New York for some coaching, because we're going to be on the show The Doctors, which we go out and film that on the 20th for a January inspirational weight loss. That's what they're calling this theme that they're doing. And Arthur and I are both going to be flying out to be on The Doctors, which is a daytime television show for those of you who aren't around during the afternoon. It's huge for us. And the Today Show is going to be coming to filming us on, him in Baltimore, me in Atlanta, for their inspirational weight loss thing too, which to me is just like awesome. So get ready for Team DDP Yoga to blow up again. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy, you know. All that being said, I want to thank you, Sparky, for taking us up there and taking the helm out there. How are you, Spark? What do you got going?
Not too much. I'm hanging in there. I came off of Thanksgiving good. I'm looking to make it to Christmas and hope the Mayans are full of shit, man.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I was in Chicago for a show and a DDP Yoga workshop, and I had the afternoon off. And I'm a big stars person. I love the planets and all, you know, the solar system. I'm fascinated by that stuff. One of my big time goals, and I've had it for over 15 years now, I want to have a 40-inch telescope, and I want to have a house that is away from the stars, that I can have a planetarium in my total dream house. And
that's very
pretty
cool.
That's a big time. That's like a fantasy dream, but then again, being a 3-time world champion or a 1-time world champion was a total fantasy dream at one time. But I went over there, and I went through a bunch of different, you know, movies that they do in, you know, in their planetarium sky, and I walked into this one guy who's an astronomer. Is that what they're called? Astronomers, right? And and this guy was like you know, Hawkins smart. And the people that were asking all the questions, they were all equally, you know, totally geeked out, friggin' ridiculously smart, like way over my head. But I did say, so I asked the question, tell me about 2012. Will the planets be aligned? And he had a little chuckle, and he said, no. He said, what a lot of people don't realize about the Mayans, and he could be totally wrong, but he is a guy who studies space. It isn't some freak in the Inquirer or trying to get someone to make a movie about 2012. He said the Mayans had a calendar that started and ended. They had a bunch of calendars, he said, but one of them started and ended every 1,000 years. And it's the end of that cycle. And if you come, I don't know if I mentioned the retreat. I started to mention that. I think I got sidetracked by ADD. If you were thinking about coming to the retreat, if you just saw DDP Yoga Retreat Extravaganza, better get pretty quick. We don't have that many more rooms left, and it's going to be a total extravaganza. You know, we work out really hard. We eat really good. Healthy, but it tastes amazing. The food's all 5-star restaurants, and then we party. And you know, I just found out that even Jake wants to come, and I said, dude, a lot of people be partying down there drinking. He goes, I can party. He goes, I ain't drinking. He goes, I can party. I take my hand abuse every day. So you know, we'll see about that. You know, I said you got to go a little farther, bro, before we make that move. But either way, that retreat is a hell of a great time, and you know, if you just become a part of the program, I know we just signed up another. God, how many more people have signed up on there, Robert? Do we got another 1,500, 2,000 more people?
Well, since last week, yeah, we're almost 1,000.
1,000. We got another 1,000. So are we over 12,000 yet, or is that just on the Facebook DDP Yoga?
Yeah, that's on the Facebook. Yeah, we're almost at 12,000 on Team DDP Yoga, which is, you know, insane because not everybody who buys the program signs up.
Yeah, right, absolutely. But yeah, you know, we got an amazing group of people out, you know, there. So if you're listening and you haven't gone to teamddpyoga.com, you know, it's part of the program. So it's really an amazing group of people who really try to help each other. Speaking of that, I want to welcome the lovely Stacy. How are you tonight, baby?
I am doing great, DDP.
So you did that nice little thing on Jake, huh? How long did you interview him before you got all you needed?
You know, he was surprisingly talkative. We had a nice conversation, and I learned things about him that I never would have guessed. But you keep topping yourself with inspirational success stories. So I can't wait to hear him talk tonight.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Robert, do we have our guest on the line?
I just called Steve. I've been trying to nail him down to find out what's going on.
There's a little bit of pandemonium in the house. You know, just with it, this first time ever, I've got a Christmas decorations up, and I've got about half of them. I'm always full up and loaded by Thanksgiving, but I got a tree up for the last 6 days. I've been going 4 of them. It doesn't have any lights on it yet. So, bottom line is, hopefully I'll get that all done soon and have that all rocked. Robert, you're trying to call Steve. Hold on a second. Hey, Steve! Steve! How's Jake call? How's that?
Don't need a microphone in the house.
I tried the same thing, but he didn't hear me.
No, you're trying to call me. I'm on Steve's phone.
Oh, my God.
So I hear someone go to call in. I just hit ignore. Then I realized something. Ignore, that's you. So I'll tell you, I'm sure he'll be on his way to coming on. Robert, I'm going to put my message thing on there. Are you live right now? Okay, so just hit me out with the message when you know that we're live here. What else do we have to talk about before Jake comes on here? I think that's everything. Is there anything you want to get out there, Robert, that we want to tell anybody?
Have we made a decision on the Warrior of the Month?
Oh, God. I knew there was something we had to do today. Oh, man. I got a couple of people here. It's such a tough decision. I want to trade this over to Sparky and Stacy at one point here after I get it up and get it rolling. We start asking questions, and I'm going to go through that, and we'll have that by the end of the show. I'll definitely do that. Why don't you text Billy and tell him to let everybody know that Jake's going to be coming on, and that we are live on DDP Radio, and that we will be picking the Warrior of the Month. You what? Okay, cool. All right, I want to, without further ado, I want to bring on, want to give him a little build-up here first. When I was a fan, for so many years, like so many people out there who are listening, I actually, there's a reason why I want to speak at Tony Robbins' events, because it was Tony who at one point grabbed me, because I sort of clicked with him. Say what?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Hey, Jake, wait till I introduce you. Wait till I introduce you, okay?
Okay.
Bottom line is, I got those Tony Robbins tapes, and he said, "Hey, Steve." I got those Tony Robbins tapes, and one of the things that they said on those tapes that he had said was, if you want to follow a dream or achieve a goal, he said, find someone who does what you're doing and not steal their stuff, but take what they do and make it your own. So when I was trying to become a wrestler and make that transfer over, when I was trying to be a better interviewer, as an interviewer, I studied Dusty Rhodes. I studied superstar Billy Graham. I studied Macho Man. And I studied Jake Roberts. When it came to working in the ring, who did I want to most resemble? I studied Terry Funk. I studied Randy Savage. I studied Kurt Hennig. But most of all, I studied Jake Roberts, because there was just so many things that he did that I felt like, wow, that's what I want to do. And when Jake came in, actually, I met Jake at my nightclub in Fort Myers, Florida, before I was ever Diamond Dallas Page, the wrestling manager. And then later on, when he came by the club again, I was now Diamond Dallas Page, the wrestling manager, and we already knew each other from the club, and so we started our friendship way back then. We're talking like over 20 years ago. And then when I'd see Jake from time to time, either coming through the club or catch him on the road, but where we really bonded was when he came into WCW, and he finally had a great deal, and it looked like everything was going to be right on track for Jake Roberts. Bill Watts came in, and next thing you know, he killed Jake's deal. And what happened, he still was going to work the road. He still stayed, because it hadn't only gone away completely then, but he was still working when one night I'll tell that story in a minute. The bottom line is, from that one night that me, Kevin Nash, and Jake Roberts were together, car broke down on I-10. I'll get into that story in a little bit. Our friendship started the bond, and then I tore my rotator cuff. Very few guys called me when I was hurt. Jake was one of them. We bonded through that period. He ended up staying and living with me in Kimberly for 3 months. We'll tell some of those stories. But over that next couple of years, I could bring my matches to him in Lawrenceville and sit down, and he'd smoke a cigarette, and he would say, "Oh, I like that. Oh, that was good. Why the hell would you do that?" The bottom line is he taught me a lot. He was, besides Dusty Rhodes, he is my biggest mentor, and that's why we are where we are today, which we'll get into in detail. But before I go, I think a lot of people want to hear what he's got to say. This guy is one of my closest friends and has been for over 20 years, and I couldn't be more proud of him than I am today because of the journey that he's on. Welcome, Jake the Snake Roberts. How are you, bro?
I'm doing great, man. I didn't realize it'd been 20 years, so Christ, you think I'd learn by now. No, man. You know, it's wonderful. Wonderful.
So I'm going to open the lines up pretty quickly.
Sure.
So you guys know, and we're going to cut this off. We're going to cut the lines off around 10:15 because we're normally supposed to go till 10 o'clock, but we're going to run it later, and we'll try to get everybody's questions in. So before we do, though, I want to give you a little background on what we're doing. The number to call in is 347-994-1216. That's 347-994-1216. If you got a question for me or Jake, try to keep them just mostly towards Jake. If you got something for me, I'll be more happy to answer it. But we got plenty of other nights we can do that. If you've got questions in the chat room and you're afraid to call in, just text right to or chat right to Stacy. She'll write them down and she'll run those questions by Jake for you, and they can do with anything from wrestling to the health to where he's at today to whatever the deal is. We're pretty open here. If we think you're an asshole, we'll just cut you off. So
I like that part.
Rake your eyes. So I got to tell this story. The first night that Jake and I really bonded, Kevin Nash and I were tag team partners, and we were the Jabroni boys. We were at the bottom of the card. Me and Kevin Nash were the curtain jerkers, and Rick Rude wanted to get his car. I think it was like a '67 Impala. It was mint condition. Do you remember that, Jake? Do you remember that night?
I remember that sweet car, man. I cannot believe I got in with you, but yeah, I remember it. And then it got worse.
So Jake's in the back seat, 6'6", 245, 250 pounds. Kevin's in the front seat, 6'10", 300 pounds. I'm about 245, 6'4" in the front. We're driving down the road, and there's a stretch leaving Jacksonville. When you go down I-10, there's no lights. There's no anything. And it is pitch. It's exactly where I would love to build my house for my planetarium because there's no light. And that's where you can see the best stars. So the bottom line is we're driving down the road, and I'm just talking. I go, wow, man, this car runs unbelievable. It's like a brand new car. I go, feel this AC. I go, it's friggin' pumping. And we got some beers in the jar. We're just going down the road. Not that we advocate drinking and driving, but that was 20 years ago. Bottom line is, at some point, the red light, the generator, you people who drive those new cars, you don't know about cars from the 60s, had a generator light. And when that light came on, that meant the car shut off. So I'm driving down the road, and that light comes on. I go, what the F? And I go, the car just shut off. Jake goes, stop screwing around, Dallas. Just keep driving. I go, dude, I'm telling you, the car just went off. So you could turn the car on and off while you were moving. I turned on, start turning up. I go, wow, that was weird. We drove a little farther. Lights came on again. Car shuts down, and we're shut down on the side of the road. There ain't nobody 20 miles. And
God, it was brutal.
Oh.
We didn't have enough beer for one, you know, and none of us are mechanics. We can put gas in one, put oil in it, and turn the wheel. That's about it.
So Jake starts. We're there for like, I don't know, about an hour trying to hitchhike. Who's going to pick up 6'4", 6'6", and 6'10"? That ain't happening. So Jake starts off walking. Now, what caused you just to start walking into the darkness?
I was an idiot. We were running out of beer, and I just didn't know what else to do. But, you know, thank God those drinking days are gone, man, because that was some stupid shit for me to walk off like that.
But
we had to do something. I mean, it's like, what, 2 o'clock in the morning by then.
Did you remember what happened then?
I don't remember anything from those years, man. Are you kidding? I'm thankful, too.
Here's what happened. I don't even remember that. Stupid me.
No, is there a good ending? Tell me it's a good ending.
Yes.
If not, I'm going to have to change my underwear or something.
This is awesome. Jake takes off, and Kev goes, where the hell did he go? I go, I don't know. So we're sitting there for like, I don't know, an hour or so, and here comes Jake rolling up with a tow truck. He found those little boxes that had the phone in it.
That's right.
And friggin' he brings them back. He brings us. Next thing you know, we're getting towed out of there at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
In the meantime, this old redneck, this old boy, he's got 20 people waiting at his house to get pictures with Jake the Snake Roberts and 2 other jabroni wrestlers. Me and Nash would laugh about that for years after we made it, because think about those people pictures. You know, for you were the man. We were nobody.
Yeah, I was wishing I wasn't.
Well, you don't even remember that. So they know
sometimes you get into a situation like that, and it can be great. But boy, I tell you, that guy, if I remember right, he had summer teeth. Some were there, some weren't. And he wasn't the pick of the litter, and nobody at that house was the sharpest knife in the drawer either. But, you know, we should be very thankful we got picked up, because, man, I remember that next day we were all physically just dead.
Yeah, brutal.
Man, worn out.
Well, the bottom line is, from there, that was really the beginning of our friendship. And when I tore my rotator cuff and WCW let me go, Jake had called me up, and he said, check on me, and, you know, next thing you know, I knew he could help me, and I could help him. He wasn't living at home at that time, and came and stayed
Marriott.
with us. The Marriott.
Yeah, that was my home, the Marriott.
And,
at least the bar was closed. It was downstairs, and food was good, but it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, bottom line is, living on the road, that'll do that to you. You know, bottom line is that, you know, out of that, you know, he would bust my chops. I don't want to spoil any of the stories, because we've been filming a lot of them for the resurrection of Jake the Snake. And let's fast forward. A lot of people know about, you know, your career, and they're probably coming on at 347-994-1216. If you want to ask Jake some questions here, we got 5 callers online.
Cool.
I'm going to get to them in just a minute. Jake, let's bring people up to where you are now.
Sure.
How we got to where we are. When me and you first got together, where were you at? What was your?
Well, when you called me on the phone, and we were talking about, you know, how you doing all this. Of course, at the time I was still, you know, paying my dues to the devil, if you want to. I mean, bottom line is alcohol and cocaine was what's keeping me going. I was in a very, very dark place, man. I really, I mean, you didn't know how bad it was for some time until you finally came out there. But when you called me on the phone and was like, hey, man, how you doing? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I got this problem with my hands curling up and stuff and my toes. And I keep breaking my toes when I try to walk. And, you know, smoothing it over from what it really was, as bad as it sounds. And, of course, I didn't bring up the addiction or anything, what he was doing, stomping a hole in me. But, you know, Dallas, you called me, man, and I just out now lied to you and said, yeah, I'm okay, man, blah, blah, blah. And you said something about how much you weighed now. And I told you it's over 300. And you're like, my God, you can't get that big, man. That'll kill you. I'm like, yeah, well, so, you know, that was my attitude. And then you told me how to not eat certain things, to try to back off the dairy, which was tough for me because, you know, my nightly thing, man, was after all the alcohol and the crap, was eating something and then finishing off about 2 a.m. with a big bowl of ice cream and apple pie or cobbler or something like that. And he told me, you know, if you would just lose some of the weight, you'll start feeling better. Well, basically, I just agreed with you, Dallas. Now, you might as well hear this from me, just to get you off the damn phone and get you out of my ass. You know, it's like, yeah, this guy, he's doing so good and it sucks. You know, because, hey, I'm telling you, it's tough, man. You know, when you're down and out, you look around at people and you go, son of a bitch, what did I do wrong? And you know what you did wrong, okay? I'm not an idiot. I know what I did wrong, and I was still doing it. So when you threw that out there, it was sort of a challenge for me, and out of boredom, and I was probably low on money for drugs anyway, so I backed off and started eating better and less, no more pie and ice cream, and you know I didn't really do that much, man, and within like 2 weeks I'd lost like 8 pounds, 9 pounds. I'm like, holy crap. And then a couple more weeks went by, and now all of a sudden I'm 27 pounds down. And, you know, that's when I was out, like, I'd go out for a walk or something. And if you don't believe it, man, I'll tell you what you do. You put 20 pounds in your pockets and go outside and run around your house 3 times. And you tell me you're not winded. Well, I dropped 20 pounds. So I was feeling better. Didn't really realize it. But I was, and what they should do first thing in this world is get rid of stretch pants and sweatpants, because you don't realize how big you're getting until it's too damn late. You know, you really don't. And you know, you just keep putting them on. You say, well, my pants fit. Well, yeah, well, God, they'll go up to size 50. What do you expect? But the weight was coming off, and I'm like, damn, this ain't so bad, man. You know, hell, I'm not. I was eating better food than I was whenever I didn't. So it's like, man, this food tastes better. I feel better in the morning. Crap, what's going on here? And that's when you called and said you wanted to come down, man. And that was tough for me, Dallas, having you come to that shithole I was living in. And it was embarrassing, man. It was hard for me. I shamed myself. And shame is just another tool of addiction. Shame is something you have to do to yourself. Dallas you can't shame me. I have to accept that and do that my damn self. And that's just what, you know, that's what your body and mind will do to you when you're down. It wants to keep you down because it's comfortable there. It's comfortable you using drinking and just being a loser. So when you came there, man, it was tough. Then you bring this damn camera guy in. I'm like, holy shit, I don't want this place shown. This is embarrassing. I'm supposed to be Jake the Snake, you know. And there was a little pride left, not much. But again, that's just a tool of the addiction, man, blasting at me. So I figured that as soon as this jerk leaves, I'll go get high and I have a reason to do it. It ain't my fault. Well, that's just what drugs do to you, man. And it uses everything against you. And then you came in and you seen what kind of shape I was in and seen how I had to get up out of a chair with help. And you had me get down on the floor and do a little bit. And hell, 3 or 4 minutes, I'm like, enough of this shit, man. This is hurting me. And that's when you cooked me breakfast, and we ate, and something happened during that breakfast. It's like, you know, Jake, do not let this son of a bitch walk out of here without fighting. And I don't know where it come from, man. I guess what little warrior I had left in me or whatever spoke up. Maybe it's just God saying, man, this is your last straw, man. You better reach out and grab this, because it was a gift, man. And you know, I've got my relationship with the Lord, man. It's not what everybody might do or want, but me and him are pretty tight. And I get pretty angry at him sometimes, man. I've said some horrible things to him. But I know that this has been a gift, because that day I was able to pull up something from the depths of my rear end and say, hey, man, let's finish this damn workout. And it kind of freaked me out that I did it, and then it damn sure freaked me out when he got through with me, because my damn nuts were in a sack over in a corner, and I was huffing and puffing like I hadn't huffed and puffed in years, and I was shaking, man. I was just really shaking, and muscles freaking out and stuff. I mean, if it hadn't hurt so bad, it'd been funny. But something did pop in me that day, and you left and told me to keep at it, and that if I drop another 20, that you want me to come out to Georgia. And for once in my life, when it come down to the nuts and bolts of making something happen, I reached out and did the right thing, folks. No doubt in my mind that I was headed to dying soon. The sooner the better is what I felt. I mean, it's pretty sick whenever you get jealous when you hear that somebody, has done themselves in. And the situation with Mike Graham just made me sick, so sick, man, that Mike had done that to himself. His father, who I respected and still do, I respected and loved so much, who helped me so much in wrestling. What a mind, and for him to do the same damn thing. That was my make or break day. And here's one for you folks. He leaves, and then I start really getting serious about this stuff, So I start stripping this weight off. I'm jerking this stuff off by the handfuls. And he calls me and says, "What do you weigh?" I told him. He goes, "Oh, my God, Steve's going to be pissed because he didn't film you." He said, we got to get this shit on film. Quit losing weight. Wait till you get to Atlanta. I was like, wait a damn minute. What the hell's going on here? Sure, I'll get some ice cream. Then what happened? I go to get a damn milkshake, and I drink the damn stuff, and it makes me sick because this son of a bitch has ruined my life. And I should sue his ass. I mean, I couldn't believe that milkshake made me sick. But that should tell you something. And it told me something, that maybe I was on the right track, because we all know that you shouldn't drink a damn milkshake with French fries and call that a meal. That's common sense. But yet, you let yourself do that. And it's a choice. And finally, somebody had snuck in and hammered me in the back of the head without me knowing they were in the house, and they got my attention. And I'm hooked on it, man. I'm hooked on living right now, man. And I have nobody to thank but Dallas, man. And, I've always loved the dude. And, I know his wife hates me over the cat thing and the snake, but, we'll get to that later. I'm scared of that woman. My God, she's a beautiful woman. I wouldn't close my eyes around that woman for nothing, man, because I know she wants to cut my nuts off. For that snake getting loose in her house, and I just took off. I took off because I was scared. We'll get to that anyway. Getting on this program is being pure hell at times. Making stuff move that has not moved in 10 or 15 years. My toes were all messed up, and my hands, which I couldn't open anymore. Tendon problems, and they tell me I had too many headshots. That's the reason. Imagine me getting hit in the head. I don't believe it. Anyway, that was part of my problem. But the biggest problem was immobility. I wasn't doing nothing, man. I was sitting in a chair, rolled over, giving up, tapped out, whatever you want to call it, taking the chicken shit way out, man. And now to come this far, to be 46 pounds gone. And, I don't hope we can say this on the radio. Tell me if I can. And this might be a little risque, but okay, I'll tell it anyway. And Dallas can yell at me later. He's trying to correct my English. I was taking a shower the other day, and I looked down. My God, I've never seen that toe, And I thought I had 6 toes, but then I really got to look at it and found out, damn, that's your penis, man. You just haven't seen it in a long time, And I was glad to see it. I think somebody took part of it, because as I remember, there was much more to it than that. But I'm seeing things I haven't seen in a while, and I can bend down and touch the floor, man. I'm getting my mobility back in my hands, my strength's coming back in my chest and my shoulders. Even though we had to go see a doctor and have him check it out and X-ray it, Dallas is, that's what pisses me off sometimes. Somebody's just too smart for me. He's not real. He's not. He's got some things he has problems with, like we all do. Because we're not from the computer generation. Thank God for Steve, because he's a lifesaver around here, man. That guy's a saint, but and a blessing, unbelievable. But Dallas, he's got physical problems too, and But he's smart. He doesn't, do a drug and say, okay, that's it, man. I'm high. I'm good. Doesn't hurt. Let's go on. Let's go on. Well, that's what I did. That's what I did for years, man. When I messed my neck up, I should have been in the hospital right away. I wrestled for another year and a half with that stupid stuff going on. I medicated myself to hell and back. Doing cocaine all day and taking the pain pills all day long, chewing them up like candy, which I just found out earlier that you're not supposed to chew that stuff up. It's time released. Well, my idea was it's time for the shit to quit hurting. And so that's the way I attacked things. Well, Dallas is a lot wiser than me, and he goes the smart way, and he investigates things, and he sees the good and the bad, and then he makes his decision. I just kind of jump in the damn water without seeing how deep it is, and so it's been an unbelievable blessing for me, and I just want everybody out there to know this, that I'm not through yet. Y'all done pissed me off. Y'all done aggravated me. Dallas is nagging my ass off, but he keeps giving me that love, man. And I'm learning how to be a man again. Something I've never been, really. I've got 8 children and never was a father, a dad. I was there for the initial contact. I was gone down the road, man, lost in bullshit, lost in a dream gone bad. And to come here and be involved in this and learn more about my body, learn that it can be fixed, man. You don't have to be done with life yet. And there's so many things that you need to do to get to where you want to be. I mean, it took me 57 years to screw up my body like this. So I know it's not going to be fixed in 15 minutes. So there is a lot of work. But the things that I can do now that I couldn't do 4 months ago, man, are you kidding? And the greatest thing that I can do that I could not do 4 months ago for a long time was have a good dream, man. To have a fresh dream that had a positive spin to it. That, Jake's crossing the finish line in first place, man. And, Jake's having his hand raised in victory. And then, Thanksgiving, man, I talked to 3 of my kids, and they said, Dad, we've watched you for a long time, and we love you, and what you've done, we're so proud of you, what you did in wrestling. But, Dad, we're more proud of you right now than we've ever been in our lives, man. And just me saying that makes my eyes water up, and so yeah, man, I don't mind crying, man, because it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a sweet thing. But to wake up and go outside and get in that damn hot tub we got here, which will blow you right back out of the damn water. Now it's got all these super jets and stuff, man. I mean, you got to hold on to stuff, man. And it'll pump you right out. But I need that to break up all these deposits and stuff that are on my feet and my back and my hip. I've had the hip replacement, my neck from having the 2 discs removed. This isn't a brand new piano, man, but it can still play a damn good tune if I just take care of it. And to wake up each morning and be blessed with another day of trying to get better and see what that dream will give me. Man, I'm getting proud again, man. I'm getting proud. And I have one person to thank for it, man.
I know.
And that's it, man. That's where I'm at. Now, the rest of you stupid son of bitches, what's y'all's problem? Because y'all ain't got nothing to do but get better. If I can do it, you can do it. If Arthur can do it, we can all do it.
So let's bring on some callers.
Sure.
First call, he's been one of our Warriors of the Month. He's a special guy here. His name is Boomer. Boomer, you on there, bro?
Hey, yeah, I am on here. How you doing?
Where the hell where are you from? North America?
Oh no, I'm from up by Philly. I'm up in
Philly.
Ephrata.
Well,
yeah, I'm actually from Philly.
You're not from New Jersey, are you, man?
No, I'm not from New Jersey. That's
There's
Dallas's
some weird
part.
people come out of New Jersey.
Yeah,
that's
right,
Dallas's
part. I'm from Philly. I'm actually from right where Rocky comes from, except he comes from New Jersey. But yeah, I'm right in Philly, Kensington. But actually, what I called in for was my computer broke first, so I couldn't get in the chat room. And I just want to say, I'm praying for you. That's it. I'm just praying for you. I heard what you said on that moment of clarity. What I call that, well, what a lot of people call it, we just call that the God-given moment of sanity. When we just, when God just gives us that one moment of sanity to make a decision to change our lives. And I know the struggles you've been through because myself, I've been through them myself, and it took me 10 years of going in and out of the rooms to get sober. And I mean, people gave me back then. They used to give out these white chips and red chips and blue chips, and I collected them. I could play poker with so many chips, going in and out, going in and out, going in and out, and and then finally one time, God just gave me that one moment where I was able to make the decision I wanted to get fixed, and I know you can do it. But the one question, one thing I always pray for you about is you're, being a celebrity. I know how hard it is for the average person to do it, and so what I wonder is, with some of Dallas's contacts or some of your contacts, I would think for you, maybe you could find some meetings where it's some people from Hollywood or from your walk of life, from wrestling or from sports or something, where you're not the spotlight of the room, because that's so hard. I couldn't imagine, you walking into a room. But I'll let you talk. Sorry.
The anonymity thing is the deal, when you go in there. But I found out a long time ago it doesn't work like that. But I'll tell you what point I've come to with that situation. I'm not there for anything other to get better and to stay sober.
That's good.
And if you can't do it in front of a few people just because they, we call it marking out or whatever, they want to meet Jake the Snake, then how the hell am I going to do it every day the rest of my life?
Yeah.
I just got to let that run out my ear and go on down the street. But a lady told me something in my last meeting, which just makes a lot of sense to me. See if it does to you. We come into this life, we're all cucumbers, We're all cucumbers. But at some point, somebody dips that cucumber in some vinegar and stuff, and it pickles your ass. Well, here's the sad news. For those of us like myself, and it sounds like with you, we can't go back from being pickled, brother. Once pickled, we're always pickled.
That's right.
Can't get straight. We're not unfortunate. We just have a different deck of cards to play with. And let me ask you something, man. You said that moment of clarity. I understand that. Was the want and the need and the smell and the taste of alcohol taken out of you at that moment?
No, it wasn't automatic. Trust me. That's what I want. That's another thing. Dallas had said that you want to go to that thing. I'm not going to tell you. You'll talk to your sponsor about that. But I will tell you this. I got out of rehab right before Memorial Day, and my brother-in-law he throws these real big parties in Philly, and I wanted to go. To this Memorial Day party, but I knew everybody in my family would be drinking. There'd be all this booze there and everything, and I just wanted to go. It's my family. And I asked my sponsor. He had 25 years sober, and I said, should I go? And he's like, no, man, you shouldn't go. He said, if you do go, take somebody with you. I said, well, how about you? He said, I ain't going over. He was like 55 at the time. I was like 30. And he said, I ain't going. I got my own damn party to have at my house. So anyway, I did take somebody. I did take somebody from I got sober at a clubhouse, and I took somebody from the clubhouse with me, and we ended up staying there 3 minutes, and I had to get my ass out of there and to a meeting. And lucky I was in Philadelphia. There's meetings, probably just like Atlanta. There's meetings all hours of the day. So my advice, I'm not going to give you advice, but I would say your sponsor's advice maybe would be take somebody down there with you, or I don't know. That would be my advice. Any situation you're in that, your first year or something, because I had to go to meetings almost 24 hours a day sometimes in my first 3 years. That addiction, it's tough. That's just my from my personal experience.
So the amount of one rehab, and I had my crack.
I was in 4 rehabs, and then my last rehab was where I got sober. So, but I was in 4 rehabs for that.
But me, man, it felt really strange because I don't have a desire like I used to have. I don't have it's not in my mouth anymore. I went into a pub when I was on the road to eat with another couple in Las Vegas, of all places. I mean, that's how far I've tested it. I'm not testing it. I'm just doing my life and doing my job. But whenever I go to war, man, I don't walk in there by myself with no armor on,
Well, you know, I don't have a desire. Like, if I go out to Outback, or if I go to a bar, my wife, like say me and my wife go to a restaurant that has a bar in it, and I'm taking her out to dinner for a legitimate thing, I don't have a desire. But when I thought about going to Dallas's thing, because I want to go there too. I mean, I want to go, you know, but my wife doesn't want to go, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just go alone. And then I thought, no, I would never go any place alone without my wife to be there, with me, so we could do other things while everybody else is drinking. You know, because she's my person now. You know, she's the person I can grab onto and say, let's go do this while they're all doing that. So, I mean, so I don't have a desire every day. It's not like I have a desire every day, but I have a little bit of time, you know. So
we'll cross that bridge when we get to Boomer. I do appreciate
that's all. Oh, can I say one other thing? Can everybody in the chat room please pray for Crystal, our other warrior? She needs our prayers, so just everybody say a prayer for Crystal Stewart, and that's all I have to say. And thank you.
Thanks for calling in, Boo.
All right, thanks.
Our next call, we got Michael on the line. Is this Mullins?
How we doing, Jake?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hey, I had a question for Jake, and I also have one for you, Dallas, real quick. After this show is over, can you do like iTunes and download this onto like your smartphone?
Yes, that'll be available. That'll go up tomorrow morning. It should be available by tomorrow afternoon or the following morning.
Excellent, because I would like to have this if that was okay. I would like to have this.
Yeah, I'd love you to have it. Absolutely.
Jake. Yeah, I'd like to tell you something real quick, and then I have one question. I just want you to know that I've been a fan of yours for a good while, and you know, through thick and thin, I just want you to know I've always been there for you. I don't care what it is. You know, you're always going to have at least one fan, and it'll be me.
It's okay, brother.
Thanks for calling in, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Definitely. Anybody who's listening to this, anybody can load down the program, just like Robert said. Let's go to, before we go any more, Stacey, do you have any people in the chat room got any questions?
Yeah, I do have a couple questions from people for Jake. The first one is, who came up with the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat program, and what is your favorite career moment so far?
Well, the Steamboat thing was a gentleman, oh my gosh, what was that guy's name? He was in Carolinas. He was the booker for Vince up there in the beginning. Oh my gosh. I'll think of it here. I'll think of it in 30 minutes. We'll have to get back to you with that name. It was their idea. They came to me with it and wanted the DDT on the floor, which I said, man, if I do that, it'll kill the guy. And they really wanted that. And I just told Steamboat, it can't be done. And he said, man, would you please do it? Because I owe this guy, because that guy given Steamboat the break in Charlotte. And I said, man, it can't be done, man. If I do it, it's gonna bust you up, man. And, of course, I was right. And I remember that night trying to pick Steamboat up, and he was just dead, man. I mean, he was just a lump of nothing. And that almost hated myself trying to get this son of a bitch back in the ring. But whenever I came in the ring and they were coming down to check on him, that guy was one of the first in the ring. And I remember, and if you go back and watch that film, you'll see me pointing at this guy, and I'm telling him, dude, I told you I would kill the son of a bitch doing this. And here, it's your fault. You live with it. And I was scared, man, because I thought Steamboat, I thought he was dead, man. I mean, it busted him up, man. I mean, it took 2 weeks for his eyes to turn black. And Ricky Steamboat, I had the ultimate respect for because he's such a lovely human being. And someday when I grow up, hopefully I'll be like a little bit of him and a little bit of Dallas.
Okay, that's awesome. What's next? By the way, with no more callers, we've got 7 callers. We're going to get to you all. Please try to keep them a little bit short because it's already 10 o'clock, and we want to get everybody through. But one other question, no more questions either, Stacey. What do you have that people called in for? What else you have?
Andy Fields would like to know how many workouts you and Louie do a day.
Enough. Right now. Boy, it really did. We sometimes, when Dallas isn't here, we have a good fellow friend of ours, another wrestler, Glacier. He helps us, and or we put the video on, DDP videos, and we follow those. But then it's show days, and that's when Dallas comes back off the road, and he's got a little edge to him because evidently we got a damn spy in this house that tells on us. Named Stick. Bring that up. That there's a camera I don't know about. Well, there's cameras everywhere here, but anyway, Dallas comes back, got a little edge to him because Mama Steve's been telling on us. It's all built up. And Dallas is glad to be home, but he's a little bit ticked because maybe we should have done something a little different because it's a learning process for Louie and I. Louie's got his issues, I've got my issues, and Dallas has got a hell of a task in front of him. But, those workouts aren't 20, 30 minutes. Those are, this one today was 55 minutes, and it was brutal. And, in fact, Glacier, Dallas, yet, because usually whenever Dallas gets through with me and Louie, him and Glacier will do an extra 15 minutes, special stuff, because Glacier's, he's light years ahead of me. Someday I hope to be there. I hope I'm never where Dallas is, because Jesus Christ, I wouldn't know. I get in trouble, but Glacier came today. I was waiting for Dallas to ask me if I wanted to do an extra 15, because I was going to tell him, hell no. So now you know, Dallas, he was bailing on your ass today because we're surprised. Just, bro, you all of our asses. I promise I'll be good, Daddy.
You got anything else there, Stace?
Yeah, well, I have a two-parter. This kind of relates to a question I had for Jake, but somebody out there wanted to know, this is for you, Dallas, what is the bigger culprit in dairy? Is it casein or lactose? And Jake, how have you been able to deal with your downfall foods? I know you told me that you're gluten and dairy free, and how's that going?
Well, let me tell you, Kate, I don't know enough about that to really, like Terry Lang, she could really break it down for you. I just know how I feel. And it took me a long time to say, I'm going to do this. But my body, and this is why I know Jake, I've been watching him get so much stronger. That first day that we got together, he was already down 10 pounds or 9 pounds, whatever it was, and he was already feeling difference in his body, but he couldn't go from standing to the floor and to the floor to standing without grabbing and moving, and I had to show him how to use his body to start to strengthen his core. Today, he's a whole different animal, but he's still got a long way to go. But my point is the inflammation that dairy causes, that wheat causes, when I took it out finally after 53 years, and it's been out of me for over 3 years now, I can't even explain. I'm 20 years younger. And that's why I'm, just little things with Jake, like, don't do that, do this. Don't eat this, try that. Like Jake, we were just talking about tonight. How good are those that I make? How good are those gluten-free brownies that I make?
I would love to have one right now, so once you get off his damn radio, make me some.
They're amazing. But now, USS, I don't know enough. I just don't works for me.
What works is I leave Reese's peanut butter cups alone, because every now and then I get a craving, and I don't know if it's because of doing without the cocaine and doing without the alcohol. You got to remember, I'm like a baby right now, and I know that, and I'm having to listen, and a lot of this stuff I'm having to write it down, because if I don't write it down, I don't remember it. And I hate doing that, because it always gives me something to go back to and find out the truth. Sometimes I can claim, well, I can't get it if I wrote it down. I should have looked. But that's going with this, is I want to write it down now, because I want to remember, because I am feeling better. I am getting stronger. And, yes, where's those brownies at, man?
What's in those brownies?
Well, it's not hot, I'll tell you that. I already thought of.
It's a simple mix. Anybody can do it. Those Namaste brownies, they're amazing. Before I go to the last, so I get to the last, I got 7 guys online. I'm going to get to you all. Sparky, do you have any questions for Jake before I hit on these guys here?
I was just going to say, man, it's great that you're here and a part of the community, man. I think people are loving it, and your story's awesome. If you just, for people who are down and out, they got to believe in themselves first. Like, what would you tell people who are listening who need to take the first step to start believing in themselves?
Is simply close your eyes and imagine if you can still dream. If you can still dream. Because, I got to the point I wasn't dreaming no more. It was all bad stuff. Imagine what you'd really like to do, what you'd really like. If you can't pull it out from there, man, then, man, God help you that someone comes along like Dallas that reaches out to you, or just be wild and daring enough to say, this shit ain't working for me. I got to try something else. And that's what Dallas pointed out to me. His brother, 57 years, and look where you're at. Why don't you try something different? Okay. So I think the biggest thing is you have to be willing, man. And in AA, some have to get to the bottom of the barrel, man, before they'll reach up and look for help. Well, I wasn't in the barrel no more, man. I was about 3 feet under it. And I just hope if you're out there and you're hearing this and you're struggling with the drugs and the alcohol and trying to get your body different, man, just close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath. When's the last time you smelled a flower, man, that smelled sweet? When's the last time you had a morning that you opened up your eyes and everything was alive around you? Well, that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing stuff for the first time again. I'm hearing things again. Why? Because my mind's not caught up on thinking about how am I going to get my next fixed, how am I going to get my next drink, and I'm not all, retaining all the fluids that I was. I'm not craving stuff. I just want to live.
Wow.
That's all I want. Take that breath, man.
That's pretty damn good advice, and
awesome.
And right now, Sparky, you, Stacy, Doug, there's so many people that it's the whole community, the whole Team DDP Yoga thing that it's really amazing, and how everyone helps each other. There's so many. I could go on and on. I want to name you three because you were the guys who started here, like were the first ones that were really there, besides Robert and me. And then it just started to branch out because the more you help people, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better you get. The better you feel as a person. Jake's inspiring people now. Which if I would have told him that 5 months ago, he would have laughed his ass off at me. But it's real. It's real. Let's get to our next call. We got 7 more to get to.
Hey guys.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good.
No, we need to keep it short. I had a couple of questions, but I'm going to keep it short. I just wanted to say that I've been a big time fan of Jake's for a long time, just like with DDP. I watched wrestling since I was a kid and have really been into wrestling, and I just want to say how excited I am for you to be on this journey, and that I know that you're going to inspire a lot of people, and I just want to thank you for, not even just taking a step for yourself, but then also putting yourself out there, that, taking that extra step to show people the challenges that you're going through, to inspire them, to show them that there's hope, and I'm just really excited for you.
You're thinking, and you're telling me this. I just got to ask a question to everybody out there. Listen, what if? I know it's a magical world. There's not a good news television. Why isn't there's not a good news television? What if all of us were turned to our left and turned to our right with open hands and pick somebody up off the ground, man, it's down, or need a little guidance? What's better would this world be, man?
Yeah, I totally feel you. I started my journey just almost 4 months ago, and I was very much in that place of no hope, and there were so many people, DDP and Slim, and people that just reached out, and even today, there's people that lift me up and help, and it's just, it's awesome, and it's great to see people like you that are, doing that as well.
Hey, thanks for calling in, bro.
Yep, talk to you guys later.
Take care, brother.
Next caller, we got the Boston Bad Boy. What's up, bro?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man.
Yo, Jake, just happy to see you here, part of the team. Just wanted to welcome you myself and to say, man, it's really, really good to see you. You're still with us. You know, I told a lot of people that you were going to be doing this program with me, with us as a whole, and their first reaction was they thought you were dead. So
most people,
I informed them, no, he's still alive and well, and you know, just the fact that you're here after the road that you've been down, you know, I had my demons. We all have our demons, man. You're here for a reason. You found Dallas for a reason, like so many of us, and I'm just real happy for you. Can't wait to see the end results.
You know, it really, what is done, man, by putting people reaching out for me him. It's not from years ago, so it's wild.
Steve, you're breaking up there. I wasn't making out what he was saying.
Yeah, he's starting to go a little bit.
Jake, go back to wherever you were because this thing was breaking up. The question.
I'm sitting in the same.
Of course you are.
You're sitting in the same spot.
Yeah,
the other part, what I was thinking, when I got hurt in the Marine Corps, I was pretty busted up. I was eating the painkillers like crazy, so I kind of know what you're going through right now. You're feeling between the cocaine and the pain pills, you're feeling more so, when people don't realize this unless they've been through it, you're feeling everything now. So your pain is probably triple than the average person. It does pass, and the best high that you're going to get from this is that endorphin rush. And that's what I'm looking for.
From that, man. I got that from my kids at Thanksgiving when they told me they were proud of me, man. And just smelling life right now, I'm getting hot. You know, much cheaper, and it's a whole lot better for me.
Absolutely.
Right, bad boy. Thanks for calling in, bro. We got a couple more calls. We're trying to get there. Thanks for calling in, brother. Appreciate you, man.
No problem. Everybody, you have a great night. Jake, best of luck, brother. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Hey, Slick Nick, DDP, you there, bro?
Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Good.
Hey, thanks. I just, I know I got to keep it short. I just want to say hey to Dallas and Jake, and just that, I don't know, Jake, I'm a complete stranger, but one thing that we have in common is that, this DDP yoga has changed my life, and it's so positive to listen to the show every week, and it's very positive this week to hear you on. And we just there's a lot of us out here that we're just rooting for you, and we got your back, and just so happy to hear you happy. So
I don't know, you guys. That's all I want to do.
Thank you. Right on, man. Right on. Well, God bless.
Thanks for calling in, Nicky. Paul, you there, buddy?
Gentlemen.
Paul, you there?
Hello.
I got a question for either Jake or Dallas. With a lot of the deaths of pro wrestlers under 50 being a pretty occurrence, mainly with the one I'm thinking about is Chris Benoit, how did that affect you, or your thoughts on that?
Stayed him. I mean, he was a friend, he was a man, and the things that went on in that, only God knows. But that wasn't that I know, and I know something one Dallas knew. I was devastated and still am, as I am with each death, the things that we put our bodies through and our minds through. I mean, like this guy in Kansas City, man, that killed his wife, a football player. Just because we're athletes don't mean we don't have real problems. There's a whole lot of problems in this world, but they magnify it because somebody knows they've been on television and those guys are stars, so we're different. We're not different. In fact, we're worse than the normals. We're subject to so much more, and so much more is expected from us. When we fail, it tears our asses up. Nobody wants to fail a lot, but many people try. And that's all I'm saying, man. I just want to try to make it.
Well, I'm absolutely thrilled that you're doing this, Jake, and I've been a longtime fan of yours, and, I got my fingers and toes crossed for you.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for calling in, bro. I really appreciate the support, bro.
Right, thanks, Al.
Hey, we got Henry coming on. I want everybody to know, if you're sticking around, and we'll let you know who the Warrior of the Month was for November. And I just want to let you know that, they get the Manduka mat, the black mat. They get on the list for, besides being the Warrior of the Month, Warrior of the I guess it would be the fall. I guess it would be the fall we're doing this of. It'll take all the way from August, September, October, November, and December. We'll have one more month for the Warrior of the Month. And if you qualify for one of those spots, and some weeks, some months we've picked 2 people because it's been too hard to choose. If you qualify, win that Warrior of the Month, you will qualify here for a weekend to DDP's Accountability Crib. You'll get to spend the entire weekend. We will fly you in, put you up, work out with us, cook with us, eat with us, hang out. So it's a pretty big deal. But we don't pick that. That's going to be voted on by people. One-time vote. You can't throw 1,000 at anybody. It's a one-time vote. You get to pick it. You got to be a member of Team DDP Yoga to make to vote. You can't vote if you're outside of that. So you got to be part of the program. So thanks for everybody coming in that again. Can you hear me, Robert?
Yeah, you're breaking up just a tiny bit, but I can hear you.
Okay, well, I can't do anything about that. Steve will have it fixed by the next time we do this. Okay, is Henry next? Is that who's next?
That's right, Henry Dembski.
Hey, Steve, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys, how you doing? Jake, a true honor to be able to talk to you tonight.
What's up?
I just really want to say tonight's special for me because I'm familiar with a lot of your background and kind of we have a lot of similarities. When I came to DDP Yoga, formerly YRG, I was somewhat of a broken person as well. Had lost my dad at 69 years old to alcoholism. I have a sick mom. Dealing with numerous physical problems right now, systematic Achilles, torn meniscus, sacroiliac dysfunction, been in several car accidents, been there and done that with the alcohol, with the drugs, all that stuff. So I really feel a kinship with you, and you're a true inspiration in what you're doing. And when you succeed, I feel like it gives me even extra motivation to make me want to succeed with what I want to do with DDP Yoga.
Well, I'd like for all of us to cross that finish line at the same time, man. I mean, because I know the pain and the shame that goes with it, but man, I want to taste the victory again. Okay, I want to taste victory. I want everybody out there to be walking with me, man, or running with me, or crawling with me. Whatever we got to do, we can do it, man. If we just stick together and. It's not a situation of who's the toughest sumbitch out there. No, man, it's whatever you can give, man. Whatever you can give. Give it all, though. Give it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know all about hating yourself and not caring if you wake up the next morning. And that's why it's so special to have you as part of this family. And, I just want to let you know if you ever need an ear or anything, I'm here for you. And this is one hell of a supportive family. And I owe everything to Dallas and all these people with DDP Yoga, the family.
Appreciate it, Robson. Where did you go?
Is everybody still connected?
I am.
Yeah, well, I just went totally out. I'm back again. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, we broke up on you a little bit there, Henry. I'm sorry, but thank you for calling in, bro.
Yeah, I totally went out at the end there. Henry, thanks so much for calling in. I've been with Henry a long time. Man, he was right here way in the beginning of the whole Team YRG, Team DDP Yoga, the whole deal. And, he's done some amazing things. Can you still hear me, Robert?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. You actually sound a little bit better now.
Great. Oh, it should be. It's getting the end of the show. All right. We got Steven, you on the line, bro?
It looks like Steven dropped off. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Here he is right here. I got him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, man, I just wanted to quickly say that, you are just such a huge inspiration, DDP, and the video, The Resurrection of Jake, that just it really just brought me in tears, man. And I've seen it 4 times, and I still cry every time for what you're doing for him. And I've been such a big fan for you and Jake. Just this is the longest time, and you're just such a huge inspiration. And thank you both so much.
Oh, thank you. It's very kind of you, bro. You know, anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, the Resurrection of Jake the Snake, if you go to DDP TV, you can catch a lot of the film that we're putting up here, you know, of Jake's journey and Louis' journey together here at the house, and just what we're doing in general. You know, we stick up a lot of, stuff as we film. We film as we go. You know, the problem is we have so much in the editing room. We've got enough for 2 movies already. We've been doing this for months. So, we're trying to get as fast as we can. My daughter's mom, she's finally coming to work for us. Linda, she's going to be a huge support system to us here. She's going to be our den mother, because that's really what it's like, I guess, being here. Here in the clubhouse. Did I lose you?
Oh, no, I'm here, man.
Okay. All right. So, bottom line is, we got. I want to make sure. Is Louis on the line? Is this Louis, our Louis here?
Yeah, that's right.
We have. Yes, we have Louis on the line.
Oh. So we've got 3 people on the line in the same house.
Yeah.
Okay, Louis. What is your question?
Well, I don't really have a question so much as I just want to say out in front of everybody how proud that I am of Jake and how much, even though we've only known each other for a little while now, I've really grown to care about and love Jake, and I'm so glad that I have a partner like you, Jake, to grow with me right next to me. Hopefully grow smaller, but also grow as individuals.
Well, get my stick out of your ass will be usually smaller.
We may have our disagreements, but I do love you, Jake.
Man, I'll buy you more damn sushi. Okay, so here, as we get ready to as we get ready to close out here, I couldn't really pick. This month was, we had some really amazing people put their requests in about, because that says you're right. If you want to try to be the Warrior for December, qualify to be voted in by Team DDP Yoga into DDP accountability crib for the weekend, full expense paid, trip and actually time hanging out with us. You got to qualify, and so you got 1 more month. So send us in. If you could be 1 month in, and we've had people 30 days in be the Warrior of the Month. Most people, though, they spend some serious time, like the 2 people who we're putting in this month. And one is Don, and I think it's the same Don that came with the retreats we're at. And I could never say this name in a million years, but it's SCHMELHAUS. How would you say that?
It looks like Smell House to me, but I'm not. It can't be right.
I think it's Gemmel House.
Thank you, Stacy, for having some literary queen here. So Donnie, you are Warrior of the Month with, and I got to give it to her because she has been kicking ass, Katie Stifler. That's right. Oh. We got 2 winners this month because I just couldn't pick between the 2 of them.
Awesome.
And, yeah, pretty cool, huh? 2 people who really work hard and and really are part of Team DDP Yoga and help each other, help other people out, which is what it's all about. Paying it forward is awesome. So we will get your information. We'll get your black mat out to you, and just send us the address so we know we got it, and we can take care of it. Steve will take care of all that. Want to remind everybody, DDP Yoga Retreat going to be in July. It will never. I'll be blown away if we have any rooms coming into February. So if you want to get one, you better load one down. I want to thank my mentor and one of the reasons why I was able to achieve so many things that I did. We didn't get into any of the stories tonight about losing the snake and all that,
But we will come back with that because we are going to be, Jake and I are going to be doing a podcast that will be video you can see coming in 2013 once we get all the nicks and crannies out of it. Louis, are you still on the line? Are you still here?
No, he dropped.
Good. He dropped. We have our first Eat This cooking show with Jake and I. And it's a great dish. It's it's like a chicken salad that I came up with, a little piece of Whole Foods and a little piece of my stuff. And Jake and I, that's on DDP TV. It loaded up tonight, I'm pretty sure. So if you pull up DDP TV, Eat This in the search column, make sure you subscribe. If you want your DDP yoga, you know where to go, ddpyoga.com. Jake, thanks so much for being on. Stacy, thank you for being here. And, of course, Sparky, Robert, thanks for holding everything together. Everyone else, you've been wonderful. You've been marvelous. But see ya.
Kicked it today, man. That was a great workout, man.
The power bomb set up by Page. Into the diamond cutter.
I don't believe it. Diamond cutter out of the power bomb. We're going home.
You've been listening to DDP Radio. Tune in again next week for another edition of DDP Radio with more great guests, inspiration, and news from Diamond Dallas Page and Team DDP Yoga. Keep up all the great work and, most importantly,
own your life.
This has been a presentation of DDP Yoga and Blog Talk Radio.
Life.
This has been a presentation of DDP Yoga and Blog Talk Radio.
Life.
This has been a presentation of DDP Yoga and Blog Talk Radio.
Life.
This has been a presentation of DDP Yoga and Blog Talk Radio.
Life.
This has been a presentation of DDP Yoga and Blog Talk Radio.